This one's gonna be a little bit different. Roll the intro. Okay, so this is something I've wanted to make for a while. Now currently, I know I put up to the vote of what video you wanted to see next. The Peak Design 30-liter travel bag has been ordered. I ordered it like over a week ago at the time of recording this. Still hasn't shown up, still hasn't been shipped, because one of the items that I added was on back order and I didn't realize it. So that's my fault. So I apologize for the delay on that. Also Cuts clothing, which I'm currently wearing. I'll throw a link down, gonna make a video on that soon. I have my cooler bag right here, which I'm getting ready to record after this video because I have to do some more testing for it. But in the meantime, something I've always wanted to make, I've always wanted to talk about this little pouch that you see in all of my packing videos and all of my what's in my bag videos. My mobile filmmaking pouch is always there. And today, I want to talk to you about what's inside and do a little bit of something different besides like bags and clothing and stuff on this channel. So I'm gonna cover a little bit more than just my mobile filmmaking. I'm also gonna talk about like my studio setup, my editing software, some other things briefly, because what I wanna emphasize in this video is this is the stuff that's from someone from slightly above a beginner YouTuber. This is the stuff that I think is necessary, important, or good to invest in or get your hands on if you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, getting into photography, or if you just wanna shoot videos for fun or anything really in between. This is the stuff that I think is perfect for those of us that are just starting out. So first off, my studio setup. I film and do all my photography on my Sony A6400, and then I use a wireless Rode Go Mic 2 for my audio to my camera. Now, when I'm filming in my studio, I just use a basic standard kit lens because honestly, my studio setup isn't that grand. It's not that amazing. I don't need anything crazy. I don't have multiple angles. I can easily just keep that lens on there. And then I have other lenses, which if you want to see, that I use for my Sony camera for basic photography and videography. I don't have a lot of lenses. I don't really do a lot of my filmmaking. You can do that on your phone. I use my phone. What's in here? I use that. I use a little bit of everything. That's kind of the whole point of this. But Sony A6400 is years old at this point, and it is still phenomenal. Shoots in 4K, is a great camera, takes beautiful photos. I shoot it in a flat. They have like these S-Logs. I got this S-Log 3, which shoots in a flat picture profile. Here, this is what it looks like before I color grade. Ready? This is before color grading. And then I do this, and it's color graded. And I have to say that's because of Matty Hapuja. If you have a Sony camera, he has an awesome LUT package that I just picked up recently that makes color grading phenomenally easy if you have Final Cut Pro. I think it might also work in Adobe Premiere. It doesn't matter. Anyways, my point is that if you don't have the money to buy something like a Sony A6400 or a nice studio like mini DSLR or like a full frame or APC camera or whatever, that's okay because that is what is in here. And this is something that I think is phenomenal for people that are starting out but can't quite put thousands of dollars into cameras and lenses, but have a couple $100 to put into maybe a decent or a camera that you can use for a very long time. And that's where this comes in. This is the DJI Pocket 2 that comes with where'd it go? It's in here somewhere, a wireless mic. If you get the creator combo or the creator package, just like a standard one, you get the creator one, it's like $500 to $600. I'll put the price up here. And it honestly is phenomenal because this is built in. So instead of having to spend an additional like $200 on a wireless mic or a shotgun mic for your studio camera, you could very well shoot off of this. For a very long time, I did not use my full frame camera because I didn't have the money for a mic, but I did get one of these. I don't know how that, honestly, don't ask. I realized saying that out loud, I could just bought a mic for my full, but my beginner camera, I started off with a Canon Rebel. I don't even know what, I bought it for like 50 bucks off the Facebook Marketplace. My first like couple of videos were filmed with that, and then I realized quickly, you can't use that. I bought a Canon M50, didn't shoot in 4K, but this does. And for the longest time, I actually used this as my studio camera because I had a built-in mic, which made the audio perfect. It's shot in 4K. It has an ability to be put on tripods. It comes with like a mini tripod of its own. Look at that, see that? Little mini tripod that can hook on the bottom of this, comes in a convenient carrying case, and is just perfect. This is phenomenal if you want to do vlogging, if you want to do something, you have like a temporary studio camera until you could invest in something bigger. I will say that this is great. In the meantime, when you're starting out, when you have the money to invest in a full frame camera, you will see a night and day difference as I did. That is my biggest regret, is that I wish I would have invested in a full frame camera sooner, mostly because I wanted to do a lot of photography. this does not allow me to do photography. Photography is like my main passion. It's what I really want to do. I want to do it full time. I want to do it full time so badly. So that's why I wish I would have bought a full cam. Not because of video, because honestly, for the longest time, this is my studio camera, was great. It has a spot for a micro SD camera, has a built-in gimbal. It's great for vlogging. I used it on a lot of my trips. Look at that, it comes activated. Boop, boop. It's pretty phenomenal. Hooks up to your phone, and it's great. And it has a lot of cool features that I think work really well. It does like time lapse, does slow-mo, does 4K, does pretty much all of it. And it's really good if you have a couple $100 and maybe you just want to do some vlogging videos, or if you already have a full frame camera, but you're looking for maybe a secondary camera to put up for second angles, or because you want to start doing, like I said, vlogging, or maybe you're taking on a trip and you can't bring a camera cube, because I will admit, sometimes bringing something like a full frame camera and extra lenses and mobile filmmaking gear and a drone and your clothes and your torture bag and your tech kit and your laptop charger and all those other little things can be quite a lot in a travel bag, to the point where you might not be able to do one bag travel. This is a great substitute. I really love this thing, and I have to admit, like I said, if you're gonna start off doing very basic video stuff and you don't have a lot of money to invest, this is a great investment. I also really like DJI. You're gonna see that trend. And that brings me to the next item in the bag, which is action cameras. I have the DJI Action 1 and the DJI Action 2. And I'll tell you in a minute why I chose DJI over GoPro, but action cameras are great if you already have a little bit of gear and you want to do some stuff maybe that involves a lot of shaking, maybe like running, things like that, going underwater, maybe, I don't know, skydiving, things like that. Action items, hence the name action camera, everyone knows that. What makes action cameras so great is getting those angles that you wouldn't be able to get with like a full frame camera or something like this, or your phone, because this can easily be put somewhere. When I made like some coffee ads, I use these a lot when I'm making ads for products. I started doing ads for a company. They just send me products and I do ads for them. It's like a third-party thing. It's really fun, quite enjoy it. It's a good little time. It's pretty easy, pretty basic. These are great for getting those angles that I normally wouldn't be able to get, or like when I was doing a shampoo and I needed to put a camera in the bathroom to get shots of me rubbing in the shampoo. Well, I'm not gonna put my expensive Sony camera in there. I'm gonna put a waterproof DJI Action camera in there. And that is what makes these phenomenal. Now, I just recently upgraded to the DJI Action 2 because I really like this magnetic mount system that they have. These are great. However, a lot of people would probably like the GoPro or be caught between the DJI Action 2 and the GoPro 10 like I was. And my only suggestion to you there is watch some comparison videos. There's some reasons for me specifically why I like the DJI Action 2. I like it because it was smaller. I like it because I'm a very big loyalist to DJI, because I really like and have been very impressed with their products, especially the Action 1, even though these are very different cameras for a lot of different reasons. I also really like my DJI drone. So it kind of depends on what you're looking for. For me, this was perfect because I wanted to do some vlogging. I like the little front camera. I like how small it is. I like that it's magnetic. I think that's really cool. And the rock steady in the videos that I saw seemed to be a little bit better, and I like the picture profile on this. Now, that being said, you can do your own research and make your decision. I think as long as it's an action camera that's gonna fit what you want, that's totally fine. You don't have to get specifically this one, but I will link everything I'm talking about down below in case you want it. This is really fun to use. This shoots in 4K 120, which is insane. 4K 120. I shot these two clips in 4K 120, did a little bit of color grading. Phenomenal, super fun, great slow-mo. Has a slow-mo function, which is awesome. It bumps it down to like 1080p, and it shoots in like 240, which I haven't really done because 240 is insane. 4K 120 is awesome. It also has an awesome horizon steady, where if you spin it around, you put it down into like 2.7K, and it's like 24 frames a second. Again, don't ask me a lot of specs. I have a lot of stuff preset, and like I just kind of know what I'm gonna do. But it has horizon steady where it can almost go all the way around without like what you're staring at. Like I could be spinning the camera around in a circle almost, and like what you would see is me still sitting here perfectly fine, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. But action cameras are great if you're looking to get those crazy angles. Again, this is also really tiny, perfect for travel. Combine these two together, and that's what you get. That's what I got from a lot of the stuff when I just did my trip to Alabama to see my family on their farm, and I made like a little fun little like video. All of that was either shot with this or my drone, which is pretty cool, and it makes it really nice. I didn't even use my full frame camera because I didn't even bring it because I didn't need to. It was great, wonderful, I love it. And then the DJI Action 1 is just kind of like, it's around like the GoPro 7, GoPro 8 range. It's a little bit cheaper. This is expensive. This is like 500 bucks. This is like $200. So again, depending on which one you want to get. The GoPro 10, I will say, is cheaper. So that also could be incentive. But one of the things that I really like about this is just all the magnet mounts that it has that I still haven't figured out how to use, because like magnets are weird. But DJI Action 2 is pretty fun to use. And that's pretty much it that stays in that case, but I want to talk about a couple other items that I feel like you should invest in. And the biggest one, if you have a full frame camera, is you want to get a variable ND filter with a size ring. I have a size ring because you can get it depending on what size your lens is. That way, if you have like a bigger lens or a smaller lens, you can put that size ring on. You want to go too big, you don't want to go too small. It'll allow you to put the same ND filter. I like having a variable ND filter because then I can adjust it. It's great if your ISO setting, you get to that 100 level and you're like, wow, it's still way too freaking bright out here. Or maybe you get to the, I don't know, like the 5,000 level and you're like, wow, it's still not bright enough. For some reason, the ND filter is not gonna help you on that end of the spectrum. But if your ISO is at 100 and you're like, wow, it's still too bright, how do I adjust this? If you do it in post, it's gonna look bad. Throw a variable ND filter on, add a little extra tint to it, bing, bom, boom. This is a lifesaver, absolutely love it. My good friend Bose Mono is the one that led me onto those, and it's been great ever since. And then the last item, as we speed through the rest of this, is drone. Now, here's the thing about a drone. A lot of people will be like, get a drone, it's great, it's awesome, it's fun. I love having a drone. I wish I used it more because my content doing a lot of reviews doesn't really allow me to throw my drone up in the air and get these awesome, epic, swooping shots with cinematic scores and, slow-mo and drones doing crazy cool stuff and flying all around because I'm reviewing a bag. Most what you're gonna get is a drone slowly falling behind me as I'm wearing a bag. But I will say that as I break out from just doing reviews and making content and doing stuff for other people, having a drone is a lot of fun. And there's a huge benefit to it. Now I would say the drone would be like one of the last items you'd want to get. It'd be down between like an action camera and a drone. You definitely want to get a full frame camera, depending on what kind of content you're going to create. Obviously, this is all dependent on what you're going to do, or something like the DJI Pocket 2 before you dive into getting something as big and as expensive as a drone. Now this is the Mini 2, so I didn't have to register it because it's 249 grams. Anything over 250 grams, you have to register, get a license, and it's a whole big thing. That's why like the Mavic Pros and the Mavic Airs are phenomenal big drones that are definitely better than the Mini 2, but they require you to register and take tests and stuff, and I do not like tests, and I do not like extra work. I wanted to be able to just bust this bad boy out of the box, send it up in the air, and have some fun, which I did, and it's great. The Mini 2 is awesome, shoots in 4K. It doesn't have active tracks. You can't like highlight a target and then keep flying and it'll stay on it. It does have that with its like quick shots where it does like these like pre-programmed things that I particularly don't like that much because just kind of very situational and they do a bunch of crazy stuff and you have no control, so you could easily hit a tree. And I've already crashed this drone. I've crashed this drone once. My partner has also crashed this drone once and I just dropped it. So let's not mention that ever again. But a drone is great if you want to get those nice aerial shots, maybe just a nice intro of some drone stuff, or depending on the kind of content you're gonna make, you can use it to your full advantage. I think drones are awesome, but it's not something you need right away, but it definitely is a good investment if you want to expand your creative outlook and your creative focus to broaden your horizons and look for those different angles, because that's the key, right? That's the key in videography and doing film and doing anything behind a camera, is finding those angles that's going to make your perspective a little bit more unique. And when it's unique, it can be engaging, and when it's engaging, people enjoy the content, and when people enjoy the content, you can feel good about the content you created. And that's kind of the circle of life of filming, I guess. Circle of film life, sort of. And the last thing I'm gonna talk about is real quick, I edit all of my stuff in Final Cut Pro. $300, it's yours forever. You don't have to worry about monthly payments. There's also Adobe Premiere, which I have used. I did a free trial. Didn't like it as much. You also have to pay for that one monthly. There's also like DaVinci Resolve, iMovie. If you're just starting out, and this is what I wanted to hit on with editing software. If you're just starting out, get a free editing software. Until you kind of learn how to use it and learn what your style is gonna be, don't worry about upgrading to all those crazy effects, all those crazy transitions, all those crazy slides and blah, and all the stuff exploding at the screen. Don't worry about that. That'll come, and it'll be great when it does, because when it does come, you'll have the skills to implement it, apply it, and it'll work really well. I started off on iMovie on my Mac. I did that for a really long time because I didn't do anything crazy. And then I started slowly getting better and improving. And then I bought Final Cut, and then I bought a bunch of plugins for Final Cut, and it works really well. And I love Final Cut Pro. I think it's great. I like it a lot. It's perfect for what I need to do. There's also, if you want royalty-free music, Epidemic Sound. I use it. A lot of creators use it. It's like 10 bucks a month. It's like an infinite library of sound effects and music. I use it all the time. It's great. I even like find a song you like. I just use it all the time. It's great. It's wonderful. So if you're looking for like royalty-free music, that's a great place, 10 bucks a month. And that brings me to my last part, which is starting a YouTube channel. It can be scary, it can be intimidating, it can be intense, but I can also say it can be a lot of fun. It can be really rewarding. It's a fun hobby, and that's how I would suggest approaching it. Don't approach it as this is gonna be my future job, and I'm gonna have a million subscribers, and I'm gonna make thousands of dollars every month. I wish, and maybe you will, and I hope you do. I hope everybody does. I hope everybody's happy. I want everybody to be happy. But I will say approach it as a hobby first. Approach it as a learning experience to grow and improve, and consistency is key. Don't stop. If you start, don't stop because you didn't get to 100 subscribers in the first month. Don't stop because you didn't get to 1,000 subscribers in the first year. I hit 500 subscribers like well over a year of having a YouTube channel, and then all of a sudden I shot to like 2,000. So consistency, perseverance, and just, you know, making sure that you're happy with what you're producing. I think another thing that people don't talk about enough when it comes to starting a YouTube channel is don't worry about what's popular. Do something that you truly love to talk about. I love to talk about bags, not bugs. I don't like bugs, I hate bugs. I actually do not like bugs at all. Went to the Boston Museum of History or whatever, or science, and there was bugs, not a fan. Ran out of the room, do not like them. But I do love bags, and I love talking about bags. I love talking about travel, and I love traveling, and I love travel tips, and I love talking about that with you guys. So for me, that'll never get old. But if you are like, well, I kind of like movies, and movie reviews are popular, within a year, if your heart's not fully in it, it's not gonna work. Because people can tell when you actually truly care about something and when you don't. And that's my biggest suggestion, is find something that you love and just make content about it and have fun with it and enjoy yourself. And life is just a bunch of moments that you might remember and you might not, but what matters the most is when you get to the end of your life, we're more of those moments, happy moments, than anything else. And if it is, then mission accomplished, right? And that's kind of what we all want to do. So on that wonderful note, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns about anything I mentioned here, shoot it down in the comments below or shoot me an email, odiematthewsbags@gmail.com. And I say it every time, and I'll continue to say it every time. Thank you so very much for all the love and support. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all that good YouTuber nonsense that they say. And see you next time.